Meet the team that doesn't just talk about impact, they ignite it. Jim Morris and producer Rachel.
How are you, Jim Morris?
I'm living lavishly. How are you today?
I am convincing myself I can do hard things. That's where I'm at today.
That's every day.
Yeah, but you know, when you're doing something new, you've never done it before, so you're learning at the same time. And then tech, right? The thing just doesn't work. I'm following the instructions. I'm doing the thing to upload my book. I'm self-publishing. So we're doing a test run. And it's just, it keeps saying errors. I fix the errors, and then there's another error. And I'm just like, so last night, I think I was up till midnight. I'm going to figure this out. And then finally I was like, all right, game over. I'm not playing anymore. I'm done. Like, I will try again tomorrow. But I did have a meltdown where I was just like, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done. Just done. This is crazy. So I'm just today woke up with a renewed sense of, okay, we can figure it out. We can do hard things. I just feel, you know, that beginning phase where you're like, I feel stupid. Like, I'm doing all the things. Why are all the things not working? I just feel dumb, and I hate being in that space.
Well, I think too is that space is when you're doing something you haven't done before. You're learning as you build, as you develop it, as you enhance it, as you grow it. For me, at least, like, there tends to be a lot of problems in that space right before I'm trying to do something new or trying to learn through it. So I think your mindset around the fact that this is all new, you're learning, you're growing, and it's not going to work out perfect. Like, your happiness, your frustrations are built from an expectation that you couldn't meet, that you set for yourself. So what's the worst that happens is you spend an hour today on it. You know, like, it does put you behind, right? You wanted to accomplish it last night. You wanted to get it done. You wanted to wake up. You wanted to feel a little bit different about it. But I think that's such an important concept and topic to discuss, because that happens in so much stuff, and it happens to me often. And like, even with when we were redoing the app and building out Impact Effect Accelerator, and remember, things weren't working, and we're like, what? It says this literally step 1 online, step 2, step 3. And then I think we came back to it like 2 days later, and it just worked. Right. And it's, well, maybe I needed to further develop the thought around that. Maybe we wanted to change it. And I remember we actually, in those 2 days, we changed a couple spaces. We renamed 1 or 2, and then I remember we deleted 1 because we're like, this is kind of overlap, and we want clarity, and clarity is important, especially to the members. And we don't want just stuff in here that is here to be here because it sounds cool. Like, we want it to be concise, clear, and appropriate in the time being. So I think my lesson in just our situation 3-4 months ago was like, maybe it's my timeline. Maybe it's my timeline that's off and I'm not right. Maybe it needed to be in a couple days. Maybe I needed to have a conversation with someone, or talk to another new member, or ask someone their advice and get a thorough explanation. So I think for me, I'd always be pissed off about those things. Now I'm trying to lean into them a little bit. It's hard though. It's hard because I want to protect my energy, right? I'm like, let's just do it now, get it done. I don't have energy for this later.
Well, and because, you know, like, I'll order the book and there'll be something wrong in the book. So I have to do it all over again and upload it and make all these changes. So for me, I also sometimes think when you're facing that challenge, it's almost like the universe, source, God, whatever you believe in, is testing you to make sure, do you really want to do this? I'm giving you that pause to make sure you really want to do this. And so it's just really up to me to continue today and, okay, let's try again. Let's figure it out. And so
in those moments when it doesn't happen on my timeline, this is hard for me. This is hard, right? Because, you know, I overcommit. One thing has to lead to the next, right? I've got just a lot going on, and my head's in a lot of different places. But like, the reality of it for me was, it's my timeline that I made up out of nowhere in most cases. And is a day gonna ruin how I've been looking at it? And again, I struggle with it, so it's probably going to take me a second to clarify my thoughts on it, because I'm not an ace in this aspect. I created the timeline that I thought was appropriate based on the information that I had. And clearly, I didn't have all the information that I wanted to develop or build and utilize. And it's not on my timeline anymore. Right. For me, it was beating myself up over something I couldn't control. Did I give an A for effort? Like you last night, like you gave an A for effort. You stayed up till midnight, right? And then you're up at 5 and you're doing a morning show and you're cranking and you've got all these other things going on, but like you gave it your effort. You gave it the attempt, the try. I think when I don't give it full capacity of energy, full capacity of enough time, block it out or work on it, if I just run away from it, then I feel like I lose my energy, my confidence. I've just been trying more to be like, it's not happening today. Like I've tried this 7 times. I've called 15 friends. I've Googled it. I put it in chat. I had my assistant look it up. I had another team member who's not my assistant, but just help because she's great. And I ran it by a couple friends and it's just not happening tonight. I'm trying to be more okay with that than I ever have in my life.
Well, it protects your energy, number one. And number two, what I had to remind myself was like, okay, look how far I've come in this process. I didn't have a children's book, right? Like I didn't know how to write a children's book. I didn't know what I was doing. So I figured out the dimensions. I figured out what to do in Canva. I figured out the bleed over. I figured out the Amazon dimensions versus the Kindle dimensions versus how to create just the digital. I also have a product going with it, which is a coin. So like I had to remember this morning, think about how far I've come in the process, right? Of this whole creating. I wrote a children's book, right? And so I have to be proud of myself that I started from zero knowledge on how to do this and just worked my ass off every day trying to figure out, okay, what's the next step? What's the next step? I think it's just hard. And you know this too, because you're a visionary like I am. Like our imaginations, our visions are huge. I've had this book, I want to say 8 years now. And so it's hard, right? Where you're like, okay, I'm finally going to do the thing that I promised myself I'm going to do. And then you're following all the steps and it's just like, meh. So I just, again, have to remind myself, look how far we've come. We figured all these other things out and we'll figure this out too, right? How many people self-publish on Amazon a day? Millions. Like I can do it too. So if anybody is in that space today, like energetically, honestly, what? What? It's true.
Millions of people have self-published. I could do this too. No, the reason why I'm laughing is because yesterday, just the kids, right? Like it was fucking mayhem yesterday.
They're like running around screaming barefoot.
Oh my God. One's naked.
Summer.
The 2.5-year-old's naked. I'm like, where did your diaper go? Like you're supposed to be potty training. We put the diaper on for 1 minute because I had to cook and do stuff and I didn't want to pick up poop on the floor on the hardwoods again. And it's just like she's naked, she's throwing her diaper over her head. He's like eating dirt on the ground that must have came in like on a leaf or something, like mulch. He's like chewing mulch. I'm like, this is terrible. The eggs are burning for breakfast. The potatoes are black. They're like already fried because I was trying to wrangle the 2.5-year-old. But anyways, all that was happening. And I literally said to myself, like, dude, millions of people have kids. I can do this.
Also, like sometimes you're like, why?
Check yourself, dude. You'll live. And I just laughed, right? And I think that's the beauty in where we get ourselves to in different stages. Like for you, it's like you're dream chasing. Like you're about to accomplish a fucking dream that you've had for 8 years. Like a day where tech doesn't work, like it's gonna be okay. And that's you regaining your energy and harnessing the fact that you are accomplishing a dream. Like you're in the dream chase mode and you're almost at the end, right? And that's a journey. So what's one day gonna do? You know, like yesterday for me, I was gonna write and finish a course, and I was just like, my head hurts. Like literally, I was like, I'm gonna do this tomorrow, right? And I had to move some stuff, and I had to change a meeting I had, but there was no I was not in the headspace to do that yesterday. Right.
But I'm
And
so proud of you for listening to your body. I do that a lot because if you don't and you push it, like then your head's going to hurt twice as bad later, right?
oh,
Or you're
yeah,
going to get physically ill. So I'm so proud of you for listening to your body when you knew we need a break.
it's for me, it's not the resistance that frustrates me anymore because I can tend to handle that, like just laugh about it or be like with our stuff, right? I was like, oh, this is exactly what we should be doing because it's not working, right? And it's stupid stuff that's not working. Let's keep going. Here's the sign. So I'm starting to get that phase of it, and really lean into that. But like you said, I've got to still be a little bit more aware of those cues, right? Like sometimes I ignore the cue, until it happens and pops up 10 times, and then it's sometimes too late.
Well, and then you're not giving everybody your best, right? Like Jim with a migraine with his kids running around is not really the best dad or the best coach.
Yep.
Or the best consultant or the best strategist. So, and then also I feel like kids probably changed you so much because they are that like X factor where you have no idea like what the day is going to be like. You cannot control them, right? Like it just is what it is. And so you probably started to get that, well, oh well, attitude because of the kids, right?
Yep.
Because you can't control them. You can only control how you react to a situation. Same thing with this. All I can control is how I react to this. Did I want to give up? Yes. Am I going to give up? No. Am I going to try again today? Yes. Will life throw me more roadblocks? Absolutely. It's really how we react to those roadblocks in our life. And sometimes it simply is taking a Tylenol and a nap and like trying again later, listening to your body, listening to your mind. And I get the timeline thing. I say that all the time. Like I'm not on someone else's timeline. I'm on my own timeline. And the timeline is what I created. So if it's not going to happen now, I have to also be okay with that.
Yeah. I love that. Love that.
Like we can do hard things. I want everybody to be reminded today, if life has thrown you that roadblock, right? Take a deep breath, take a minute, drink some water. If you're not ready to deal with it yet, fine, take a nap. But eventually you will deal with the thing and you can do it and you'll figure it out. And then for those of you that are learning something new like I am, and you're in that mental space of I just feel stupid, think about how many other things you've learned and you've accomplished and you know how to do now and that you can teach others or that you're an expert in. It's a journey. We weren't born with all the knowledge of all the worlds. It just is where we're at. So
Exactly.
give yourself some grace today, and take a deep breath. Like we can do hard things, and life's not going to stop throwing me curveballs and roadblocks. Again, how I react is the most important thing in this whole scenario.
Boom. That's it. Mic drop. I got nothing else to say after that. I mean, let's go. Let's go.
All right, everybody. Have an amazing day.